is another Thursday and the perfect day to have another episode of the Virtuous Business Woman Motivational Broadcast. I am your dynamically different author, speaker, and coach host, Tammy Pope, and I'm excited to be with you today in this very cloudy and rainy day here in Memphis, Tennessee. However, we are not going to dwell on that. I'm going to get straight into our topic today of self-reflection and why we don't like it. Yesterday, as I was completing my devotional reading, I noticed that it was day 100 of 365. And I said to myself, oh, man, it's been 100 days already. So that means that we are getting close to the year almost being halfway over. And so I sat there and I thought about it. I said, what has happened and what have I done in these last 100 days? And so, of course, with self-reflection, we automatically go to the things that went wrong, the things that we haven't done yet, of the things that we didn't do starting January 1st that we feel like we can't do because January's gone. And I began to think about self-reflection and why we don't like it. So the first reason why we don't like self-reflection really is the second reason, because the first is because we automatically think about what's going wrong. So the second reason that we don't like self-reflection is because self-reflection exposes the excuses that we have been making for why we are not where we want to be in our life, faith, family, ministry, and business. And not only does it force us to look at those excuses, it forces us to deal with them. Because one thing about dealing with excuses is the fact that you're going to see why those excuses were never valid. You are going to see that those excuses were, as I call them in my book, cop-outs. You are going to see the things that you said that you were going to do and didn't, the things that you are afraid to do, the things that you know you still need to do, and the things that people have been waiting on you to get done. So when you sit back and reflect on the excuses that you made for those four things I just talked about not coming to fruition, you're going to say, you know what? I still could have done that. I had the money, but I spent it on something else. I had the time, but I just didn't feel like doing it. And I could have gotten my kids, to help me get this done. And we've been on a company shutdown on my job, so I haven't even been working every day. And I know this is something that I love to do and that I enjoy doing, but I just didn't see it as important. Or I could have done this, but I only know how to do it this one way. Or you may even say, yeah, I could have done it, but it's not something that I need to do right now because I'm good with where everything in my life is right now. And then from there, you get mad at yourself because you really do start to realize that you could have gotten those things done. But instead, you made excuses because you either didn't want to do it, you thought you had more time, you were trying to buy more time, or you were trying to see if they would say, no, it's okay, you don't have to do it, I'll get somebody else, which means that you don't have to do it at all. So self-reflection will, first of all, point to the things that have gone wrong or the things that we haven't done. And secondly, it exposes the excuses that we continue to make for not having those things done. The third reason why we don't like self-reflection is because it shows us who the people that we know, love, and trust really are. And 10 times out of 10, that realization hurts. We go through so many relationships and friendships, acquaintanceships, whatever you want to call it, in our lives with rose-colored glasses. We know that the signs that this person is toxic are there. We notice that the signs of betrayal are there. We notice that the excuses that they continue to make are there. However, we believe that we can love them enough, push them enough, befriend them enough, or encourage them enough for things to change. However, when we sit back and start to reflect on our actions and some of the things that are going on in and through our lives, we start to see that these are people that we need to tell to exit stage left and quickly. Because when you start to reflect, especially when you are really seeking the truth, when you are really wanting to see you and who you are and have been over these last 100 days, what you're going to see with your relationships is going to hurt. Now, is it going to hurt simply because we see that certain people haven't been good for us? No, there's another side to that coin. The other side to that coin is we are also going to see who we really are. Have we been the right type of friend? Have we been the right type of employee? Have we been the right type of business person? Have we been the best wife, the best husband, the best mother, the best servant, the best Christian? Have we been our best? And usually when we self-reflect, we try to talk ourselves into we try to talk ourselves into us being this A1 person, and we're really not. And so we don't like to reflect because it exposes who the people around us are, and it also exposes who we are. Another reason why we don't like self-reflection is because it causes us to deal with issues that we have buried and hope will go away. Self-reflection causes us to deal with those root causes, those underlying issues that we just don't want to deal with. However, we're wondering why things are snowballing. We're wondering why things are out of whack. We're wondering why people, places, and things seem to be falling out of place everywhere that we look. And we've said, you know what, it's really not that bad right now, so I can wait to handle this. This can wait. You know, this is going to blow over if I just stay quiet, keep my head down, keep moving forward. It's all going to work itself out. And then we start to shy away from anybody who tells us that we need to stop putting a band-aid over this thing and deal with a problem. And so with self-reflection and the issues that we don't want to deal with, it's going to show us why it's an issue, why it needs to be dealt with, and why it needs to be dealt with now. And it's also going to show us what's going to happen if we don't deal with it. You know, I'm not saying that we're going to see the future, but you're going to start to think in terms of, you know what, if I don't let this person know that I have an issue with what they did or said to me or about me, I'm going to continue to be angry around this person. I'm going to continue to feel anxiety around this person. I'm going to continue to not progress because I'm not dealing with this issue. Because I haven't told them that they offended me. I haven't told them that they hurt me. And they continue to do and say things to me, around me, and about me because I have not spoken up. Self-reflection is going to reveal all of that to you. Because if you've ever sat down and said, oh my gosh, why is all this happening to me? Why is all this going on? Trust and believe that your mind is going to play back something that should have been handled, that wasn't handled, and now it's spiraling out of control. So not only that, not keeping it on the negative, but self-reflection also helps you to see what you have done right, what you have been great at, what you have accomplished, and how it has blessed your life and the lives of other people. Many times we think that the work that we do is going to continue to go unnoticed. And there are different reasons for why we feel that it's going to go unnoticed. However, once you sit down and you say to yourself, I'm not doing enough, your mind is going to say, hey, do you remember when we did this and how happy people were? You're going to scroll through your social media and those memories or that time hop, it's going to come up and remind you of that community service project that you did. Excuse me. Or that family in need that you helped, who took the time to go on social media to tag you, to say thank you. You're gonna see, an old message, that pops up of somebody saying thank you. You're going to see people, places, and things that you wondered if you had an impact on, but you weren't exactly sure. And then you're going to see things from people that you never knew that you impacted in a positive way. So, on the positive side, self-reflection helps you to see the good, if not the great, that you have going on within yourself. Self-reflection is going to help you to see your progress instead of perfection. You know what? I may have not gotten my book out on the day that I originally intended to. However, it's out there. I sold 100 copies in the first 15 days. And that's awesome. Because what self-reflection does, self-reflection sometimes says, it may not have come in the package that you wanted it to come in, but we need to look at the fact that the package came in the first place. So when you find yourself reflecting and that doubt and despair creeps in, making you feel like you haven't done anything, what's on the inside of you, it's going to come out, and it's going to remind you of who you are, what you can do, what you made happen, and a glimpse of what's to come. I share a particular story a lot. Between 2017, the end of 2017 and the summer of 2018, I had nine speaking engagements in different parts of the country. And each one of those engagements came from somebody who heard me speak somewhere else. So when I was sitting down, whether I was on a bus or whether I was driving or even in the air, when I reflected on these things, one thing that kept coming to mind is this happened because you kept doing you. You kept doing what you know, what you love, what you enjoy. Somebody else saw it. They jumped on the wagon. They had you come out. You made an impact there with the second person, and the third person saw you with the second person, and now they have you coming and doing something. It's a cycle of awesomeness that we often ignore because we stay on the negative side of self-reflection. And what we don't realize is that the ultimate goal of self-reflection is for you to see what you need to do, see what it takes or what it's going to take to get that done, for you to set goals to get it done, for you to give yourself a deadline on achieving those goals, for you to get yourself an accountability partner, somebody that you know, like, and trust, who is going to hold your hand to the plow and your feet to the fire and kick you in the butt when necessary, and for you to move forward. Nothing about self-reflection is meant for you to wallow in and be sorrowful about and have a pity party over. As I said in a post this morning, waiting until its time is over. We're 101 days in on this calendar year. We're 101 days in. So I challenge you today to take a different look at how you view self-reflection. And whatever you see that you don't like, instead of whining and complaining and talking about how you don't like it and thinking about the excuses that you made and having this whole pity party and crying a river, get up and do something. So that the next time when day 180 or day 200 comes, you can look back and say, I made progress. My progress may not have been perfect. My progress may not have been exactly what I wanted it to be, but I'm moving forward and I'm going to continue to do so. That's my story, and I am sticking to it. This has been the Virtuous Businesswoman Motivational Broadcast, but as you guys know, I dare not end my show without thanking some very special people. First and foremost, Kayla Paget, you know I love you bunches and oodles. Thank you so much just for your continued support and giving me a platform to share myself, my mission, and my message. To Nicole Gates, the woman who lovingly bullied me into applying for this radio show in the first place. Thank you so much. I value your friendship and your support more than you know. To those who watch or listen, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So I thank you for every like, for every share, for every comment, for every time that you tune in. So I am going to go and look at the positive side of self-reflection. But as always, guys, God bless, Godspeed in all that you do. Keep charging, and I will get back with you next time. Have a great day, everybody.